Hi everyone, here is another fun Heygo rerun. This time we're taking you to Little Island. It's one of New York's newest parks in the city, and we hope you enjoy it.
This is November 2022.
Have fun.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome to New York City. If you're new to us, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Patrick.
And it's a lovely, breezy day here in Kansas. Doesn't it look like we're in like the wheat fields of Kansas? We're happy you're all with us. 16. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
16 degree.
Okay.
16 degrees Celsius, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. It's one of my favorite temperatures because it's easy to remember. You just flip it. 1661.
You just flip it.
You just flip it.
Like a pancake.
Yeah, like, now I want pancakes.
Oh. Okay. This is really good news. First of all, the tour has not started. For anyone that might be joining and wondering, we're just saying hello. We like to sign on a few minutes early and say hi to folks, to our friends. For those of you that don't know this, Aaron and I have been doing this food program for the last 30 days. It's called the Whole 30. Some of you may have heard of it. It's basically you cut out sugar and dairy and all the good stuff, all the stuff you want to eat. Hi, Kirsty. Good to see you too. And so today is our final day, and I believe we're planning to have something.
Are we?
Or maybe we're not. Later today?
Oh.
Are we going the whole day today?
I don't know. I mean, we can have something. I don't have anything planned,
Hi,
per
Peter.
se.
What?
Hi, Linda.
Hi.
I mean, yeah,
we clearly have some discussing to do.
Oh, we do have Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, leftover Halloween candy.
Hi, Lindsay.
Stormy Scotland.
Pizza. Ooh.
Pizza does sound good.
That sounds so good.
It sounds really, really good.
Oh my gosh. I'm not sure what we're going to have tonight, but whatever it is, my face is going on the plate.
Yeah. And licking the plate, too.
Yes, it is a special day, Dahlia. Welcome. Good morning, Jill. Welcome, one and all.
To New York City.
We are in the center of New York City, even though it looks like we're in the plains.
It does, yeah.
The Midwestern plains. Judith. Hi, Judith, waving up north. Thanks, Linda.
Judith, have you been down to Little Island before? Have you been here? Probably with us on a tour, but have you been live and in person? Nope.
Oh,
okay.
It's really cool. We'll show you all around.
Yeah.
It's not a huge park,
no.
But it's pretty detailed for how,
Yeah.
the square,
for the size.
Yeah.
Oh, but on our I had a hunch. Oh, part of that tree just fell on me.
You mean to rhyme?
Rude. No. Didn't you see?
Yeah.
Hi, Sally. Welcome. And Laura, welcome. We're about 5 minutes away from kicking off our tour.
That's right.
Wait, can we just show the workers coming in? We've got some workers in the Hudson River coming in on a boat. Maybe they're coming to join our tour. Ahoy! Hi. I'm not sure what they're going to be working on, but just kind of deep. Usually you only see bigger boats out there, not somebody in like a little John boat.
A dinghy.
A dinghy, yeah.
For those
what
of
did
you
you call me?
For those of you just joining, hi guys, catch up with you last month. Aaron,
oh, yay. Hi,
yeah.
Janet. Yay. Yeah, good little catch up. That was nice. Without Patrick.
I know, I wasn't there, I'm sad to say, but...
In spirit.
We have about 4 minutes left. The tour has not begun. We are just saying hello to folks. Every guide has a different way of tours. We like to come in 30-day eating plan. Well, Jill,
look at this skin, Jill.
Well, we drop a few pounds, and that's one thing. It also feels like my joints feel better because we basically cut out sugar. That's the biggest, our biggest weakness. No, Trudy, we can't. Yeah, our biggest weakness is sugar. So just cutting out sugar for 30 days. My joints feel better. We drop a few pounds. We feel better. We have a little more energy.
It's just a nice little reminder and reset of, how to eat healthier. Even though, watch, in 4 weeks' time, I'll be like, the mac and cheese we had last night was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I crumbled bacon on top.
We're doing this food plan right now. Cut to tomorrow, because today's the last day of the food plan. Cut to tomorrow when, like, there's chocolate all over our face.
Just we log in for our Grand Central tour, and it's just smeared all over.
Hey, guys, what's new with you?
And we're, like, wired. It wouldn't surprise me. But it is a nice little reset.
Sally, why only 30 days? Well, because I think for a food plan, it does go on more than 30 days. The idea is that it's to help you break you of your habits. Reaching for something sweet after every meal. And, it's a little bit like intermittent fasting, almost. Not quite, but... thanks, Janice. Yeah. And the benefits are, why only 30 days? Because I think 30 is a manageable amount of time. Some people have to put cream in their coffee. And we used to be those people. We're like, we always put cream in our coffee. And we still have 2 minutes left before the tour starts. So this book, the Whole 30 book, basically says, not putting cream in your coffee is hard. Okay, well, if it's just 30 days, you can do it for 30 days. And so we were like, okay, let's try this. And now we just drink our coffee black. So, I don't know. It's helpful for those types of changes. And 30 days, I think, is just a manageable amount of time.
Yeah.
I think making those changes forever sounds daunting.
Yeah. Especially for us.
And it's a good reset for 30 days. We do it a couple of times a year, and we sort of like reset a little bit.
Reset? You bet. Thanks, Donna. Hi, Terry and Jolene, Stephanie, and Anne-Marie. Welcome.
We just
welcome
have
one and all.
1 minute left, and then we're going to get started on the tour. We have not started. We're going to sound the horns in about a minute and get going. Every guide has a different style, and some guides join on like right at the top of the tour, and they begin. We like to sign on a few minutes early and just say hello to everyone, check in, and
just say, howdy neighbor, happy harvest.
Because the wheat fields, happy harvest.
Hi Jan and Julie and Cheyenne, welcome one and all. Hi Jane and Cloudy Windy Sussex.
Cloudy Windy.
Queen P. Thanks Donna. It's from Summer Stock, the movie Summer Stock. Anybody know that? Isn't it? Yeah, it's Summer Stock. Yeah. Judy Garland.
1950, I want to say.
Wow, you know the year. About that. Even more impressive. I, for one, am impressed. Hi, Audra and PB and Linda. Thanks. Oh, thanks, Lindsay. Hi, Becca. Welcome. We're about to start in just 2 seconds. And those 2 seconds are up.
All right, here we go.
Welcome, everybody, to our Little Island tour. If you are new to us, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Patrick.
And we're so happy you're with us today. It is 11 a.m. here in New York City. It is a beautiful day. It is 16 degrees Celsius, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. With a light breeze, you'll see the decorative grass blowing behind us as we start our tour. It is a live tour. If you have any questions, please feel free to plop those questions into the chat. Welcome all of you joining in. Go ahead and plop those questions into the chat, and we'll do our best to get to them in real time. This one's a pretty manageable tour.
It is manageable.
The park doesn't look terribly crowded today, so we should be able to catch all the questions as we go along, and we'll do our best to answer them. And if we know the answer, we'll give you the answer. And if we don't know the answer, we'll make up something fantastical.
Hi, Terry and Jolene. Welcome. It's a beautiful day. We're going to get some good pictures. Speaking of pictures, for anyone who may not know this, most of you do, but just in case there's a couple of newbies on, if you see that center button in your screen, you can take a postcard picture. Anytime you see something that you like, you just click that button, and that postcard picture will be saved in your Heygo profile, and you can share those with your family or friends and let them know where you've been traveling all over the world.
You can turn it into a Christmas picture card. That's
You
coming
could.
up.
Yeah, or like a photo book.
A photo book, absolutely. I'm gifting this to my whole family, my travels throughout the past year.
Christmas presents, check.
Check. Done. If you're having any technical issues, there's three little dots at the top of your screen, I think above the chat, and you can click that and get some support from the Heygo team. Speaking of the chat, if it gets too chatty for you, you can turn off the chat by just clicking the turn off the chat button.
Go away button.
Go away. Yeah, I wish I had a go away button. Not for you.
Oh.
Just for people driving ridiculous in front of me, or slow walkers who, when I'm trying to get somewhere quickly, I can have a go away button. Anyway, you can close the chat if it's getting a little too much for you. And if there are questions, we'll do our best to repeat them before we respond so you don't miss anything. Anything else?
I don't think so. If we think of it, we'll sneak it in during the tour.
All right. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to Little Island. Let's get started. We're starting off the island right now. We're on the banks of the Hudson River right here. You're going to start to see Little Island come into view, lit beautifully today. Again, 16 degrees Celsius, 61 degrees Fahrenheit, and the sun is shining with beautiful blue skies. It's a perfect day to journey out to the island. This 2.4 acre or 1 hectare. It's on the Hudson River. As you can see, the river is all around us right now. We're on the west side of Manhattan, specifically just right off the West Side Highway. There are entrances at 13th and 14th Street. So we're walking just a little bit north right now. 13th Street entrance is the one you're seeing right in front of you. 14th Street is just a little bit further ahead. Vilma, it's very new. It's only about not even a year and a half old, the park. Which is pretty cool.
Just want to point out the original entrance to the pier.
Yeah, this is the original entrance to Pier 54, where the Titanic was headed. Actually, we've never shown this before, but there's a little bit about the Lusitania on our tour as well. But look, you can see there's a plaque right in here about the Lusitania, which departed from Pier 54. We've actually never pointed this out before. We bring up the Lusitania on this tour, but we've glossed over the little plaque, but bonus, we're showing it today. So we're entering Little Island at the 13th Street area. Now, this was designed to inspire imagination, creativity, offer various one-of-a-kind relationships to art and music and nature for all ages. It's designed to be a leaf floating in the water with upturned corners. So from this view, as we're getting ready to head into the park, you get a little bit more sense of that. And FYI, we'll enter into the park, walk around the park, then we'll exit again for anybody who might have joined late so they can see the park from the outside too, because it's such a terrific view as well. Another image as we're walking in is that they wanted you to have this idea that we're entering Oz. We're leaving the busy Manhattan and we're entering this whimsical land of Oz. It's open 6 a.m. to a.m., 365 days a year, rain or shine, but it does close sometimes in severe weather. We are in the middle of the Hudson River, so if there are storm swells or anything, they will close it down, and they have. The park is indeed free. There are some ticketed events, and we'll talk about that as we make our way through. And then some of those events are not free. Also, the park is entirely ADA compliant, which is pretty terrific. No bikes, no smoking, no dogs, no scooters, no skateboards, no roller skater blades. The park cost $260 million to build. Now, this archway you can see it is designed, it's dictated by the height of fire trucks. So if there are any emergencies out here, a fire truck can get through this archway. It does look like ladies' high heel shoes. They're really meant to be tulip pots, but it looks like ladies' high heel shoes, which is interesting considering that Barry Diller is the mastermind of this project and his wife, Diane von Furstenberg. So you would think high heels, because she's, of course, a fashion mogul, but it's really tulip pots, although some people think they also look like garlic, heads of garlic.
Hi, Natasha. Welcome.
The park is perfectly square, 320 feet by 320 feet, 98 meters by 98 meters, 35 species of trees, 65 shrubs, over 150 species of grass and flowers. I see some beautiful purple flowers in bloom right now. Maybe when we get closer, we can figure out what they are. From afar, I'm not sure what those purple flowers are, but they're probably showing up in the middle of your screen right now, hopefully nice and bright.
Hi there, welcome.
Now, in the summertime, this lawn is open and folks can sit out there and picnic. It's closed right now for rehab. Now, what we're entering right now is this playground area. So we're kind of at the bottom of the bowl. If the park were to make a bowl, this is the bottom of it. And so at this spot, we're about 16 feet above the Hudson River. That's about 2.5 feet higher than any projected rise from flooding. So it's pretty safe. We're entirely engulfed by the park at this point. It is all around us. Again, sort of like a bowl. Now, this area is called the playground. It's kind of the hub of the park. You saw the tables right here. These are canopies. I'm going to do a little point. These are canopies that open up to provide shade when it's really hot in the summertime. You can see the food trucks there in the background that looks like he's going to open up a little bit later. I see them stocking up over there, so they're not open yet.
Charlotte, accessibility, your question, was that about wheelchair accessibility? As we said, the whole park is ADA compliant.
Pretty cool that they, included that. You can also see a little performance space right here. There's a little stage built to the left, so this is a very multi-purpose area, this part of the park. So they'll have workshops here, performances on this little stage. They can have concessions here, as you've seen. Of course, the seating for people to relax. They can have classes here as well. So again, this area is known as the playground. And Charlotte. And it's pretty multi-purpose. The lawn is so green today.
So beautiful today.
The main lawn.
I also just want to point out, we haven't really talked about this. We're going to show you, there's a couple of performance spaces in this park, which we'll show you, but look how they've hidden, like this is the entrance to the backstage, this little door here, and they've kind of hidden it and masked it under this beautiful
like grass
landscape.
Yeah. Speaking of this landscape, this area is known as the Northwest Overlook, and it's modeled a coastal bluff, specifically Acadia National Park in Maine. Do we have any Maine folks on our tour today? We have 54 people on now. Anybody from Maine? And hopefully, if you are, you say, yes, that looks like my area. Now, what was here before? Well, Little Island's structure emerges from the remnants of former Pier 54. It's really a couple piers that were here that it's on, but mainly Pier 54. 19th and 20th century saw the Hudson River waterfront transform into a very busy port. And between 1910 and 1935, Pier 54 operated the British Cunard White Star luxury transatlantic cruise line, which was our spot is closed. Let's see, we can go around that way, to the right. Served as a departure and return spot for transatlantic ocean liner voyages. Let's move over. I'm I okay to plop a picture? You want to scroll?
Yeah.
I'm going to plop a picture in the chat. So of the White Star line that was here, coming in, there we go. So if you close the chat, you can open it up and see a picture there.
Carl asks, do they have a problem with people sleeping in the park? Carl, the park does close at 1 a.m., so no one is allowed in.
So that steel archway we showed you at the beginning of the tour, and we'll see it again as well, that's what remains from that Cunard White Star building. 1912, the survivors of the Titanic were brought back safely to Pier 54 on the Carpathia, of course. And then, as we mentioned earlier, 1915, the Lusitania departed from Pier 54. Ooh, you're getting sleepy.
That is trippy.
Oh, sorry. Oh, pause. We're going to let some folks go behind us. So, again, lots of interactive stuff here throughout the park.
You're getting. Can't look at that too long.
No, or we'll hypnotize you to join us on more tours. Look at how happy these bees are. Can you guys see them in the view? They're so happy. It's so terrific. Oh, thanks, Judith Ann. Yeah, if anybody likes us and wants to follow, of course, you can hit that follow button. Asters. Thanks, Asters. Yay, perfect. We got confirmation from Nink as well. So the pier eventually fell into disuse till the 70s and 80s, and that's when this area became a safe haven for the LGBTQ community here in New York City. And so they would oftentimes socialize out here on the pier without fear of harassment and discrimination. They started to hold the annual Dance on the Pier event. Some of you may have heard of the Dance on the Pier event, and I'm going to put a picture of that up as well, and you'll see quite how popular it was. So in the chat, if you've closed it, you can see this is where we would have been standing in the 80s. Over 25 years, the pier was part of the Pride festivals, or festivities, lots of summer concerts and events. And then, 2012, Hurricane Sandy hit, and it really demolished a lot of New York City's coastlines, including Pier 54, and it fell into disrepair. And that's when, as I mentioned earlier, Barry Diller, 2013, had the first idea to save this area. And he thought, what if it was a new public space for New York that was very immersive with nature and art? And that's what we have. So right now, we are 37.5 feet off the river, or 11 meters. This is what you're looking at right now is known as Pier 57, and it's, for those of you that have been on this tour with us since the park opened about a little over a year ago, you've probably seen this develop some. In fact, this is City Winery, a popular restaurant and music space that has opened during this time. But this entire pier, which is the National Register of Historic Places, it was constructed in 1952, and it's actually was originally, or has been since 2004, New York City bus parking, but now they're redoing it, and it's going to have historic restoration inside and outside. It's going to be a public marketplace, indoor and outdoor public seatings, exhibit space, and classroom operated by Hudson River Park science and staff. There's a lot of cultural and educational learning centers in there. Google offices are going to be in there a little bit as well. And it's going to have a rooftop pavilion as well. I think the rooftop is now open for visitors. I don't think the restaurant is, but I think you can go up there for some terrific views of the river.
I know. That weird building. I don't know how they built
angle,
that.
but I know. So what you're looking at right now is the AMF. And as we were walking into the park, we mentioned the ticketed events, and that's where these happen. Now, some of those ticketed events are free, but some of them you have to pay for, but still not very much. So 30% they are available for sale to the general public through the website, 30% for free through community partners, and then the remaining 40% are for sale through the Theater Development Fund, known as TDF, which if anybody works for a nonprofit or if you're a teacher anywhere in the world, you can sign up for TDF, the Theater Development Fund, which offers discounted theater music tickets throughout the city, and we're both members and we use it quite a bit. Jim says sound problems. Anybody else having sound problems? Let us know. We've got a perfect signal on our end. No, okay. So Jim, maybe give a refresh. Maybe that'll take care of it. And Carl as well. Yeah, we've got a perfect signal on our end.
Yeah.
Maybe give a refresh.
Perhaps,
and we'll see.
Try that refresh button, see if that might help.
Now, the AMP has 687 seats, and take a look at the backdrop right there. So if you're sitting in the theater, look at the Hudson River is the backdrop of this space, which is just remarkable. So they have dance pieces here. Oh, thank you, Donna, for saying that. I appreciate it, for helping them out. They have dance pieces here, theatrical pieces, concerts. They have lectures here. It's a really terrific transformable space, basically. We've seen a couple of things here.
Yeah, also the sun sets right there over New Jersey. That's New Jersey that we're seeing across the Hudson, of course. And so if you're here at the right time, if the show starts at the right time during sunset, I mean, that's your beautiful backdrop.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous sunset, which is nice. Ooh, the bumblebee.
Oh, again, this area is considered the northwest outlook, 37.5 feet off the river, and it is modeled to be more like the coastal bluffs of like the Maine area. Yeah, Lydia, it's really special. So we have to kind of backtrack, right?
Around,
so they're closed our normal walk for cleaning. We don't miss hardly anything at all. We just have to backtrack and do, instead of making the loop we normally do, we have to backtrack. So you can see the asters again from this beautiful direction. Thanks, I think it was Jan and Nink. Natasha, it's 16 degrees Celsius, 61 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's really quite lovely with just a light breeze, and the sun is shining perfectly bright. So it's just perfect. As we round the corner, it'll start to look as if you're almost in the last row of the amph. So you'll kind of get a feel of what it's like sitting there. Ooh, that's a great shot.
Kind of an overview of the park with the skyline in the back.
We came in right there, just so you know, and we walked over here, and then we came up, and you can see One World Trade there. And here, as we round the corner now, this would be as if you were sitting in the last row of the amph. That's the view out there to specifically Hoboken, Jersey. Can we go? Oh, we can go down that way. Good. We can go back and turn. Oh, we actually can go in the amph. Do you want to go in a little bit and walk over an aisle?
Sure. 2 seats on the aisle, please.
Yeah. Normally we can't walk in here because there's either an event or it's closed or something. But here we are in the middle of the amph. Again, 687 seats.
Natasha, we saw the Broadway Inspirational Voices perform here, which was really cool.
It's a gospel choir made up of Broadway performers, and they oftentimes intertwine gospel music with Broadway music, as well as some standards. It's pretty terrific. That one's closed too. Okay, so we're gonna. Oh, we could go rock climbing.
Yeah.
Should we go rock climbing?
Oh, okay.
I'll take the gimbal.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
No, we can't.
Oh, it is closed. Oh, that's sad. Okay.
We can go up the other way.
Yeah. So as we make our way to the other entrance, I'm bummed the rock climbing is closed because I wanted to go rock climbing. Somebody asked earlier about the ADA compliant aspect of the park. As you can see right now, this is a very low-grade winding path that takes you straight to the amp for anybody who might need assistance getting through the park. It's quite a perfect way to maneuver around. So the structural architecture of the park was designed by UK-based Heatherwick Studios. Thomas Heatherwick, a name that comes up a few times on our tours. He did the vessel at Hudson Yards, also the lantern building that we show on our Highline tour, which we sometimes call the root beer barrel building. So the supporting structure is made of concrete piles. This is the main lawn, by the way, closed right now for some rejuvenation, which the grass is looking beautiful. It's made of concrete piles. They rise up out of the Hudson River, emerging from and in between the leftover wood piles of Pier 54 and Pier 56. And they largely kept the wood piles that were kind of dilapidated underneath here for the aquatic life. Oh, look at that beautiful tree with this beautiful blue sky in the background today. It's incredible. Marine contractor Weeks Marine underwent a 3-week-long probing phase to determine the depth at which the concrete tulips could be driven into the bedrock. And then geotechnical engineer firm Muser Rutledge designed the concrete piles, which were fabricated by Coastal Precast in Chesapeake, Virginia. So it really takes a village to make this little village here in the Hudson River. The tulip pots, which you're seeing the tips of some of the tulip pots there in the middle, came by barge on the Hudson River. Pretty cool. They only had a 3-inch margin of error allowing placement of the pile. They spent weeks doing it. They installed all 267 of the precast concrete piles over the course of 10 months, but they had to take a 5-month break in the middle for fish migration, which I love that they were so aware of that to do that. The amazing things that researchers know to do and figure out. It's really remarkable. Now, you'll get a really close-up view of these tulip pots that we're talking about. Each one of these pots is made of 4 to 6 concrete, quote-unquote, petals, like a tulip petal, and that's what they do call them, sitting on a central column head. Again, all brought in barge. And then a rig was brought in, a floating crane was put on it. And I'm going to post a picture. Susie, good question. I'll get to that in just a little bit about the trees. That's an excellent question. So here's a picture of that crane that they brought in, put on the floating rig to place the tulip pots in. So if you close the chat, open up the chat again, and you can see how they put together.
I just want to point out from these particular
tulip,
how high up we are. This will give you an idea. So these particular tulip pots are really high off the ground.
And you can see the remnants of Pier 54 there in the background in the water. So that's what they kept for the aquatic life, so to not disturb them too much, which is pretty cool. Each of those pots weighs approximately 75 tons, and just like snowflakes, just like tulips, just like nature, no two pots are exactly the same. So now we're headed up to the southwest overlook, which sometimes is busy, so we sometimes unplug our microphone and go separate, but I think we're going to be okay.
I think we'll be okay.
It's not too busy today in the park, which is surprising considering just how beautiful of a day it is here. 16 degrees Celsius, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, Carlo, the pods are very big. And they have to be to support everything that's up here, this incredible landscape, which I'll talk about in just a second. First, we'll look at this terrific view. The buildings that are coming into view are all Jersey City. So you're looking across the Hudson River at New Jersey, specifically Jersey City, are all those buildings up there. Lydia, I know the issues of city living, helicopter noise. I'm amazed you can hear it, that our microphone isn't that up. And your birthplace, Jersey City. And as we scan a little bit north, we kind of move into the Hoboken area. Those are different areas of New Jersey, right there in the Hudson River. Sometimes our signal gets a little weird up here.
I'm just going to zoom in because...
Who's that?
If anyone knows our tours, you know that we have constantly been thwarted by showing you all the Statue of Liberty, but there she is right there. I've zoomed in as far as I can, and there is Lady Liberty there
in all her glory. I know, Tish, only from afar. We're hoping to change that soon. We're trying to get creative. And by that I mean we're parachuting down. and we're going to land on the crown, and we're going to live stream it on Heygo.
That's not true. That is not
and then
happening.
Promptly get arrested.
That could be true for other reasons.
All right, so let's talk about the landscape, because there's been some questions about the trees and the whole area. So it was designed by Signe Nielsen. The landscape design, again, as I said as we were entering, was conceived the whole part. Vilma, I'm sure they have a mailing address, but essentially it's the West Side Highway between 13th Street and 14th Street on the west side of Manhattan.
You can also click that map in the corner if you want to know exactly where we are, to pinpoint where we are. But I'm sure, if you search, internet search, the little island, there's probably an address that you could mail something to, if that's what you mean.
Like, here, little island, here's my postcard. So again, it was conceived to be sort of a floating leaf on water with upturned edges, supposed to be visually inspiring and surprising for New York City. 114 trees. Look at this view from the park. So cool. Oh, there we go, Tish. There's an exact address. 114 trees. Now, somebody was asking her the maturity of this tree. So 19 of those 114 trees... Sorry, the wind just kicked up and it blew my microphone off my shirt. Sorry. We have a wind protector on too. Hopefully it's doing its job. There we go. So 19 of those trees, they call them hero trees because they were already quite mature. Some of these trees will grow 60 to 80 feet tall. Most of them were planted in the fall of 2020, so they've been here for about 2 years now. Now, one of the biggest challenges is you've seen we're going up and down these hills constantly, so they had to worry about erosion. So they added geofibers. With geofibers, I want you to think about cassette tapes, which I'm sure many of us on this cassette tapes, if this was for younger folks, their eyes would go cross. They'd have no idea what we were talking about. But they would put those geofibers, the cassette tape ribbons, in the soil to help with the erosion. They also added large blocks of geofoam, help in the trenches for irrigation. And then there's steel retaining walls that you've probably seen as we made our way around. The soil depths vary greatly, anywhere from, the trees need 6 feet, and so we have 6 feet of soil in some of those areas, and then a lot less in some other areas as well. And then each of the trees has 5 to 10 steel straps that anchor the root ball to the deck. Sarah's asking, is the whole island artificially created? Yes, Sarah. This was dilapidated piers that fell in after Hurricane Sandy in 2012 and built this entire new park on top of that rubble that was there. Lynn is asking about
you might be talking about that building there, Lynn, that we can see in the shot right now. That building, I don't know how they did that. That
Yeah.
leaning building. It's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but in New York City.
Or are we all just drunk? And it's really just standing straight up. But it's a newer building. It's, in fact, they're still creating it up there. Still being built. Let's see. I think I missed talking about I skipped the FDNY unit, but we're going to come back to that in a little bit. That was my bad. I wasn't paying attention, but we'll see it again from another outlook. So if you saw the FDNY boat, know that I'm going to come back to that because some of you might have clocked that. But I'll catch that as we make our way around the next overlook area. So, who funded and who funds Little Island? Because, of course, it costs money to get it up, and, of course, it costs money to keep it going. Well, we mentioned this a little bit earlier. It's an initiative of the Diller von Berg Family Foundation. And the names that we're talking about are Barry Diller and Don von Furstenberg.
I just want to point out quickly, someone mentioned that they loved hearing the chimes. I just want to let you know what they are. There are these I wanted them to keep playing. Okay.
Patrick is going to... our signal dipped just a little bit. Oh, there, it popped back up. But Patrick is going to give us a little dance. Yay!
I started to dance, and then I was like, no.
Again, meant to be interactive and kind of conjoin nature and art and music all together. That's the idea that Barry Diller, who is we were just talking about, had when he saw the dilapidated pier of Pier 54 after Hurricane Sandy in 2012. He said, let's create something new here. So the Diller and the von Furstenberg Foundation has a great philanthropic history that extends all throughout New York City. The Shed, a great performing arts space over in the Hudson Yards area, the Signature Theater, the Carnegie Hall Society, Central Park Conservancy, and of course they were both early and ongoing supporters of the High Line. Well, Diane, Sarah's asking, where did that family get their money from? Diane von Furstenberg is a great fashion mogul. I'm sure many of you have her name before. Her headquarters are in Chelsea region. She kind of transformed that area when she moved in that area. And then Barry Diller is a kind of an entertainment mogul, specifically television and broadcasting. So his money came from that. And they're a married couple. So that's a lot of money married together. Yeah. And I think, I can't remember if I mentioned the High Line or not, but when Diane von Furstenberg moved to the Chelsea Market, I keep saying Chelsea Market, which is a terrific building you're seeing right in the middle of the screen, but the Chelsea area, she was instrumental in helping transform the high old elevated railway there into an urban park and trail, which we of course do a tour of that as well. So now we're on the southeast overlook, and you saw there's a terrific view of the Empire State Building up there. We're going to wind our way up and get to kind of a peak up there where we'll be about 36 and a half feet off the water. Again, if you joined late, we're still, believe it or not, out on the water. We're in...
Sorry, that was my fault.
Sorry, sometimes when we scroll to look at the chat, our homepage comes on our screen and it cuts us out for a minute, but we should be back. So we are out on the Hudson River, which will make more sense as we wind our way around if you're kind of just joining in. Ooh, any relation to Phyllis Diller? I doubt it.
I don't think so, no.
But I hope so. I mean, for Barry Diller's sake,
I've never heard him say, "These are my summer diamonds. Some are diamonds, some are not." I've never heard him say that, but if I do, then we'll...
Yeah. A classic, Ken agreed. Phyllis was definitely a blast. Now, there's the, you can see it peeking through the grass right here, the remnants of Pier 54, of course, where that White Star Cunard line was. I'm going to put that picture back in the chat because this is a great image right here. Actually, I'm going to put a few in post. There we go. So I put a couple pictures in the chat so you can see what this looked like. Now, the first picture you're seeing in the chat would be as if you were standing out there looking back, so that you can see the pier behind it. So again, we're headed up to the southeast overlook, and Also, as I said earlier, Barry Diller wanted this to feel immersive, wanted it to feel like you're going into this whimsical land of Oz. There's the lawn there in the middle. Gosh, it's such a beautiful day.
Yeah, that is
Just
just
perfect.
stunning. And it's a perfectly square park, as we said, but they've really detailed it and made it with so many levels that they make it really interesting, more than just a plain square. I also love how they sorry if you saw that and got sick.
Or hypnotized.
I also love how they distress all of the rails and everything surrounding. You can see, like over here on the side, these distressed, they're sort of like rusted and distressed. And I feel like it makes it blend in. Like they don't stick out, the barriers,
And it feels like it's been here a while as well. And it even blends in with the Pier 54 archway we were showing you. By the way, we're running a little bit over. We have about 5 minutes left. If you're racing to another tour, go for it.
Yeah, by all means, we won't be offended if
yeah.
you need to run to another tour.
But our pathway was blocked back there, which thwarted us a little bit, so we had to go a little different route. This area is known as the Secret Garden, so the garden designer planted specific flowers and even trees and grass in this area that will kind of come in white throughout the year. You can see the tops of these grasses here, and there in the distance, all these white flowers here. So it's known as the Secret Garden, and a lot of folks don't know about it because it's not labeled as such, but everything in this area blooms.
It's a secret.
It's a secret, yeah. Everything in this area blooms or has shades of white. Goodness, look at all that purple aster. Thanks to Jan and Nink for telling us it was aster. It's just stunning. I can't get over it. Let's see. I think we'll be able to go out there on the little platform to talk about the Marine unit. So I'm going to start talking about it now. The FDNY Marine unit. It's the company number 1 firehouse. It's the only waterside fire station. You get a terrific view of it from here at Little Island. It's about 10 years old. It also was torn in because of Hurricane Sandy, so they built a new one. The name of the boat that is docked there right now is known as 343, and that's an honor of the 343 firefighters lost during the 9/11 attacks. The building is made of zinc and Brazilian hardwood, and it is a pretty cool design by Jonathan Dreyfus of CR Studio. And again, this is our only waterside fire station in Manhattan. Now, the area we're in right now is known as the Glade, and we're standing on stage right now of the Glade. And this is a little bit more of a kid-friendly area. In fact, we have a little kid hanging out here right now. They'll do puppet shows here, magic shows, bubble shows. They have weekly workshops from neighboring museums, and they bring in different organizations to kind of inspire creativity, children's shows of all kinds. This performance space can fit about 100. They just sit on the lawn.
Yeah, as Aaron said, we're stage right now, so there's a few seats here, like a few rows of wooden benches that you can. But then most people behind those benches just sit on the lawn up there and enjoy the whatever thing.
We came to see our friend Marcus. He did a concert here one night. It was pretty terrific. They do remarkable programming throughout the nicer weather. There's something just about every single night here on Little Island. And of course they alternate. So the shows here in the little spot might begin at 6 p.m. and in the Amph, the bigger one, they would start at 8 p.m. Or, they would alternate them as such so that you don't have overlapping music, because it is very small. It's only about 2.5 acres or 1 hectare. It's a tiny little park. There it kicked back up. All right, so we are at the end. We're going to make our way off the island.
Yeah, we're going to exit on the other side, the north side of the park. So if you need to run, by all means, don't be late for one of your other tours. We completely understand, but we are going to walk out of the park and back out to the streets and give you one more shot. For anyone that came in late, we'll give you a long view of the of Little Island from afar.
Oh, wait. Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Coca-Cola Classic.
Gonna do it tonight.
Yep,
Coke,
absolutely.
Sugar's coming back in tonight. For those of you who didn't hear us talk about this, we're at the very end of a 30-day food program, and we're going to live it up tonight.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, I don't want to speak for both of us, but I can tell you that my face is going to be stuck in a cheesecake this evening.
I also forgot to mention that Little Island has a terrific fellowship program and internship program as well. So they're not just doing community outreach for little kids, but they're doing it for college students and recent graduates as well, which is, pretty darn cool. Susie asks, cannoli? Well, I can only hope, Susie.
Oh, my gosh.
Ooh.
So as you can see, we're now exiting the park. We're exiting the north entrance. We came in on the south entrance, exiting on the north entrance, and then we'll get out here to the sidewalk, and then we'll go back, turn back, and give you a nice shot of Little Island because it's lit so beautifully today with the sun. It's in our favor.
I just realized my mic fell again, so I'm so sorry if we went faint for a little bit, but it was my mic fell off the shirt. I think
It fell again.
Yeah.
Well, now he's well again.
I think the wind is not liking my microphone placement today. Listen up. So tomorrow we're going to be at Grand Central Terminal. We start outside. We talk the first 5 minutes. We talk about the Chrysler Building and the construction of that and the outside of it, and then we move to talk about the exterior of Grand Central Terminal, and then we make our way inside Grand Central Terminal. Walk around. We go down in the basement. It's a terrific tour. And then on Saturday we have our newest Central Park tour, Central Park 4.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be in the northern area of Central Park. Part of it is called the North Woods. We're going to be by Harlem Mere, a body of water in the northern part of the park, which is
we haven't
cool.
shown that we've done 3 main Central Park tours, and we've just added this new one, so we're very excited to show a new section of the park that Heygo viewers have not seen yet, so that's exciting.
Yeah. We also have a lot more upcoming tours. Our Art of Rockefeller Center tour is next week. We're going to be going back to Philadelphia. If you haven't joined us in Philadelphia before, we're going back to Philadelphia very soon. We also put some of our holiday tours up before. I do want to do one quick explanation. We did change up our holiday tours a little bit from the past. So we deleted Bryant Park from the Rockefeller Center tour because the Grand Central Christmas Market is open again. So we're combining the Grand Central Holiday Fair and the Bryant Park Winter Village and making a Christmas market or holiday market tour, joint tour, and then Radio City and Rockefeller and Fifth Avenue will be its own separate tour. So it kind of expands the fun for the holidays. We're also going to do a Union Square market tour, and we'll do Macy's windows as well, which we've never done before for Heygo, but we're going to do the Macy's windows. And then I think we're going to go to Philly and show Philly Christmas a little bit as well. Stay tuned on that. We have to do some testing, but we're very excited about that.
Oh, thanks, Kathleen. Yes, anyway, thanks for reminding us. If you want to keep up with the tours that we're adding to the Heygo website, you can follow us at Aaron and Patrick Heygo.com/Aaron and Patrick. And or you can hit the follow button at the top of the screen that's you're seeing right now.
Some other great guides coming up. Patrick Toomey up in Banff, terrific guide coming up. Natalie, thanks Virginia. Natalie is coming up in the UK. So there's a lot more tours coming up that are really terrific. We're glad you all joined us today. Am I forgetting anything else I wanted to talk about? No, I've mentioned changing the holiday tours.
Jill, we love that song.
I happen to like it.
Well, that's a great song.
And we do.
Thanks, Kent.
We do happen to like
Cheryl, I think it was Cheryl earlier asked that we're not back on the boards right now. No, but I love using that inside term. That's sort of a Broadway term. I'm back on the boards. If you're back in a show on Broadway, oftentimes people will say, I'm back on the boards.
Somebody asked about the long shot. Yes, that'll be our going away shot coming up here in just a couple seconds.
Now, thank you all so much for joining us. We love these tours. We love doing them. We love connecting with folks from all around the world. Thank you. And we're going to leave you with this shot of Little
Oh my
Island.
goodness. It's such a beautiful day. I mean, how lucky that we made the weather this nice for our tour today, because we called Mother Nature and we said, hey, go fix the weather for our Heygo tour.
And she said back, I happen to like New York.
Just beautiful. Thanks to all who followed. Thanks to all in the blue boxes. We'll see you tomorrow at Grand Central, Saturday, Central Park. Next week, Art of Rockefeller Center. I mentioned the new Central Park. and lots more. Just check. We'll see you soon.
Take care, everyone. Oh, that's how. Oh, yeah. We just put in the chat. Thanks, Aaron remembered. That's all of our social information. If you want to follow us anywhere, there's the info. Thank you. Thank you.